Very good afternoon to all our participants today, and a warm welcome to the success story for Nandha Kumar. Nandha Kumar, are
Yeah,
we audible?
yeah, you're audible, sir.
Okay, wonderful. All right. Great. So, first up, congratulations and well done on the successful transition. So, it's always a proud moment, I think, for a lot of people involved, and particularly a great start for everything that you were seeking as well, right?
Yes,
So I think our audience would probably want to know a little more about your journey. Would you want to start with an introduction?
yeah. Hi, everyone. So I'm Nandha Kumar V, and I am a certified data science. I took on this course, and I'm from the batch June 23rd. And the Nikhil that who is hosting this event is my first professor, candidate for me. He was the one who took Python for us, and it was a wonderful journey I had actually. So we had basics covered and Python, what we knew and what we don't, everything was taken in together all together, and we moved on gradually from Python. After doing all the exercises and few questionnaires and everything, we went on to the ML. And during the ML we had some issues we didn't understand few classes, and the management did set a few extra classes for us, and also they helped us in getting other classes, other batch classes, to ensure that we get the best classes out of them. And after that we had our SQL and other sessions as well. I had my mock interview in the last month, and I did pretty good for the first time actually. And after that I did get some reviews, not only from the mock interview but also from the projects, capstone projects and the client projects. It was a wonderful experience from the industry point of view, since we got to have a lot of hands-on experience with the projects and also the live models actually. So the database and everything was with the client model. It was pretty amazing, and it was wonderful to work with that project actually. And for the interview, how it went was it was pretty it went well actually. The first round was held at DataMites, and it was only MCQ questions with SQL and Python, with SQL having the majority. And once we were done with that, we were asked to come to the company at Banshankari. So, and we went there and attended two rounds actually. Few other candidates attended four rounds, but I'm not sure. But we only attended two rounds. We skipped. They told we can skip two rounds, and we were just waiting. And when we got there, they asked about why you took this course and all those basic stuffs about the course and about the subjects, and they asked about ML algorithms and everything. It went on pretty good, and it was very fast, kind of fast play it went. And then came the HR round, and it was just, why do you want to be in this job? They are most of the HR rounds go on with this question. Without this, there's no interview actually. So likewise, it
Right.
went on, and few more basic questions. That was how it was generally said.
Okay, very nice. Right. This was yeah, we'll rewind back a little bit.
Yeah,
So you had this was your very first interview you cracked, Nandha Kumar?
yeah. After joining DataMites, this is my first interview that I cracked.
Okay, great, right, great to hear. I think that's not something that is very common as well. So you would
Yeah.
you have definitely prepared pretty hard. So in terms of where you started off and what made you come to data science, your background was something to do with a similar field, your
Yeah,
graduation.
my graduation is I completed my graduation in BTech A data science itself. So my college was not having much placements actually, and we didn't get any jobs in the domain we were looking for, like in either in data science nor in data analytics. We didn't get any. So my friends, we were searching online for any courses to do online, and like placement consultancies and everything we were searching for. And one of my friends suggested that there's a DataMites center in Coimbatore and Bangalore, and we came here through college, and through some connections we made it to Bangalore, and that's how I ended up in CDS course actually. I actually wanted to do a CDS course only, so that I can broaden my horizons, and also I can get to have few advices and insights from the people who are already in the market. I mean, in the industry, and
Right.
also this helps I get a hands-on experience as well.
Okay, very nice. So, given that you had already seen a bit of data science, you were you had a general idea of where this was headed, right? What machine learning was about.
Yeah.
Um, so because we usually see a lot of newcomers who are looking at what is ML or what is AI, and is it something? Is it rocket science, right?
Uh,
What would you say to those youngsters?
Nothing much, sir. Actually, all is you have to master the fundamentals. If you're thorough with the fundamentals, you can crack any sums or programs or whatever it is. Nothing is ahead when you're profoundly well found in the fundamentals. So Python and statistics is must, but not that mandatory. But still, Python is mandatory because if you're 100%, if you have Python in your fingertips, you don't have to worry for anything. You can just go on with the flow actually.
Okay, and does that take a lot of practice?
Of, of course, see, since my uh, degree was from BTech Data Science, I was into Python from my very first year. So I had already four years of experience and exposure to Python. So it was very kind of easy for me to get into Python. But for someone from different field who is entering into data science, Python may be difficult at first, but compared to other languages like Java and C, it is much easier. Through constant practice and getting conceptual insights, it will be very easy if you get going.
Okay, and I take it all of these things that you picked up over a few months, you were able to apply these on your
Yeah,
project.
yes, sir. Of course, the topics that we learned theoretically in college were introduced practically to us in DataMites, like the project's capstones. Not only the capstones, but also the assignments or assessments that we had, and a few problems that were given as like school homeworks. See, that was also kind of motivating and made us it just made us interested more. It just made a peak. Likewise, so we have to learn more or some sort of that, and made us go through that all the things.
All right. Okay. So, and when it came to the mock interview, I take it this was connected, right? Somewhere you get questions from your projects and fundamentals, like you said.
Yeah, yeah. Like in the mock interview, what comes first is, as I said earlier, fundamentals are must. Like Python and SQL. See, if you're up, I am from CDS, so what I basically got was from Python and SQL for most of the part. So whatever they taught us in the class was, uh, if intermediate level, if they have taught us about 60%, the other 40% has to be covered by us. Since they can't teach us everything, that is the point that everyone has to get it. If you're joining or whatever it is, you're not going to be taught it on 100%. You're either going to be taught 60 or 80%. The other 40 or 20% must be compensated by ourselves with our extra time to spend so learning or everything.
Okay. And these practice sessions, these project works that you did you usually work in teams? So was that useful?
Yeah, of course, sir. We were a team of four, and we often used to go to the practice sessions during the projects. Since we had no other places to work on, we used the practice sessions to get on with it. But also, we had 3 hours, more than 3 hours to work with projects on every day during the practice sessions, and also we had people to staffs like tutors who helped us clear out the doubts. If we had any doubt, now we can just come out of the room and see many staffs, so we can ask anyone who is in the out in the field, so that it will be easier for us to go to the go through the next step. So it was kind of easy, and it made us crack the problems and difficulties we were facing in the capstones and client projects pretty much faster.
Okay, wonderful. Right. Okay, so I think you mentioned there was a bit of a round where you had in terms of when you actually landed the job interview. You
Yeah,
had what, two or three rounds before the HR came into
yeah,
play?
yeah. The first round was like First round was basically MCQs, like the shortlisting round, sir. It went like where 20 of us or more were attended, and only 10 or 12 got shortlisted. And then when we went into the second round, it was basically a technical round. And we went into a cabin one by one actually, and we got ourselves checked up, like whether we are thorough with the fundamentals and the technical terms and everything. And the next was like coding, basically, like with Python and SQL. They had another two sets of rounds for Python and SQL separately. But since it was a data engineer role, they mainly focused on giving codes to SQL. From the other candidates who attended those rounds, I asked, they told like they were given a set of 8 to 9 questions, which were of basic to intermediate level SQLs, summing up to the fundamentals, which covers up all entirety of the SQL actually.
Okay, wonderful. Right, that's somewhere that becomes really important in terms of your the industry requirement as well, right? We talk a lot about handling databases, and sometimes it's rather minor, but knowing having this grasp on SQL queries is very very handy.
It's also handy, and it's mandatory, of course, to survive in the industry.
Right. So the role that you have landed, you have had that discussion in terms of what projects you'll be getting, what you're going to work on.
No, I don't think so. They told that they are already working on a project. They told us like what the projects they were already working on with. Once we are on board, or if the candidates chooses to work on with the company, we will be getting the infos about the projects or what we are going to work about.
This is yet to start. You're
Yeah,
not joined.
yeah. I'm either going to join or not. That's not decided yet. I have to discuss it with my family first. So
Okay,
since
all
it's
right.
pending, it will not. We will not.
Very nice. And this you have the option of hybrid, remote, anything of that sort?
No, basically the first 3 months to 6 months, I guess it's work from office mandatory, and after that we do have an option of hybrid working.
Okay, great. Right. Nice. Good to have the option. And I think there are many more opportunities coming your way. So once that the door opens up, it increases your confidence as well, right? Going into the better.
Absolutely, sir. Once we crack one interview, we get the confidence to move on with the next and everything. So that's how it goes step by step.
Great to see. Great to see your path moving on that right direction. And we have, yeah, not many questions coming through. Anyways, so I think we've got pretty quite a few tips here. What's your near term looking like? Things are changing very rapidly. So we used to say 5 years. I think I'd probably go for what you have in store for the next 3 years.
Uh, for the next 3 years, in the sense, nothing much. Sir. So I just like to get exposed to the industry actually. So what, like if I'm joining this data engineer role now, I'll just get to know how this field works. Like my primary source is like I want to get into a place where I'm data science, either a junior data scientist or something of that sort. So in order to be a data scientist, you have to be familiar with both data analyst and data engineer, their roles and responsibilities. So if I get into this role, I'll be able to know how this pipeline works and what are the views of an data engineer in perspective of their visions. I'll be able to get on to their problems and everything. So in the future, if I get into a data science role and if I encounter any problems with respect to data analyst or data engineers, I'll be able to solve it myself. I don't have to rely on others. If it's a minor case, absolutely. If it's a major case, I'll have to rely on their teammates and others.
Like very true. Yeah, I think get a good, well-rounded view of what it's like end to end, isn't it?
Yeah,
So great going. So we wish you all the very best on that, Nandha Kumar.
thank you.
And
Thank you.
so congrats once again, and hope to see you somewhere down the line. Okay, so
Yeah,
we'll
sure, sir.
have that discussion once again. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us today.
Thank you, sir.